Hello, I'm Charlene of the Rainbow Frequency. I am an energy balancing practitioner and holistic medium. I channel information from higher frequencies, such as your higher self, higher consciousness, your spiritual team, the angels, angelic realm, all sorts of entities and energies that would like to universally support us in our highest good in ways that delight us, mind, body, and spirit. I am here to give information that will support you in working with what's going on around you for your own healing and evolution. We are in a period, if you're watching this currently, pun intended, energy is everything, where it is known as the Lionsgate portal. In 2024, the dates are approximately July 26th through August 12th, and it peaks on what is known as the Lionsgate portal date of 8/8. This is when the Earth, we have the Sun in Leo, which comes into alignment with the constellation of Orion, and Sirius, which is known as the spiritual sun, as it is one of the brightest light emitters in the galaxy. Throughout time, all around the world, people have erected monuments or what is the word they want me to use? Monuments is the best word that they would like to use. Monuments that correlate with Orion, using not only stone, but before the use of stone, they would use wood. And there are archaeological discoveries of these wooden sort of stone hinges, if you will, all around the world that helped people attune to the workings of the cosmos. Hence that as above, so below. They were very much working with the cosmos to know when to plant crops eventually, when the veils, so to speak, was the thinnest, and they could either manifest or commune with spirits, all sorts of mystical, spiritual information that, being in alignment with the cosmic activities and nature, we best served ourselves. We are having a resurgence of what I see as a spiritual renaissance, and we are realizing in a lot of places and cases that being so focused on certain areas of our life and not being in a mind, body, and spirit balance is causing dis-ease or detriment in our lives. So we are working to come back into alignment, mind, body, and spirit, and honor all these aspects of ourself so that we can have more peace, more harmony, and exist from a more heart-centered and healthy love place in our lives. There are many forms of love, not just the good kinds. There's toxic forms of love even. So we have to really work to keep things in balance for ourselves. And have healthy boundaries everywhere. So, that being said, when we have this alignment with Sirius, the constellation of Orion, it brings more light into the earthly plane. And there are a lot of things that can happen with light. Light facilitates growth. So there can be a forward movement in our conscious evolution. The light can also magnify things, bring them into illumination. What was once concealed can be revealed. Things can get heated up. It can become more catalytic or caustic so that there's more combustion available. And you work with this energy in a healthy way by utilizing it as fuel that will propel you forward in your highest good towards your goals, where you'd like to head. So, instead of being consumed by this energy, if you're in the northern hemisphere, this July 26th through August 12th, it's also known as the dog days of summer, where again, it's known to be very hot, very exhausting out there. Yes, there's a lot of growth happening that we will eventually harvest, but it is a period to conserve your energy and make best use of it in those bursts where you have the ability to move forward and then you pause and you rest. It's a heightened period of manifestation. So when you're working to manifest something, you don't want to be rushing through it. You want to be focused. You want to be in balance, centered. So you want to be breathing. You don't want to be caught up in external factors, distractions, disruptions that would try to take you away from what it is that you are working to achieve. So, pace yourself, focus on breathing, focus on what will help you have the best energy for where you are right now. So perhaps eat a little bit lighter if it's really hot and feeling a bit harder to move out there. If you're in the southern hemisphere and it's cooler out there, winter months, it's the same sort of thought process. You conserve your energy, you hunker down, you eat more food that will give you energy. So that would be root vegetables. They will help boost your chi, your energy. And it is that going within that then you outwardly use that light to fuel you forward. So it's a different, perhaps, way of seeing it, but ultimately in the oneness, no matter where you are, there you are, and you're gonna get there anywho. What I also love that these, Sirius, the spiritual sun, also known as the dog star, I love the energies and the connotations that come with that. I personally am a dog lover, and dogs have great energy of being loyal companions who love us unconditionally, that will help guide us and protect us as we navigate the terrain, and perhaps one connotation, how they help us hunt down what we're seeking to support us. Also linked, where did I put my phone? I'm terrible with names, so I was going to utilize my phone to read you. There it is. To read you a little bit. All right. All right, so going to Egypt. Orion was, to the ancient Egyptians, the most distinctive of all the constellations in the night sky, as it rose directly before the adjacent star Sirius. I'm picking out what I want to be telling you. And I could have taken notes beforehand, but we're just going to wing it, as I like to do. So anyway, so then we have Sopdet, also known as Sothis, who personifies the constellation of Orion. So in the pyramid text, this is a signifier of them coming into alignment. It floods the plains to create more fertility. They later were linked to Osiris and Isis, and it's just, again, signifying that this is a period that is very fertile. We won't necessarily always understand all the different components and how they come together in the moment, but after the fact, once we've navigated it, we'll look back and be like, I see now how that goes together. And it takes being a witness in the moment, observing it all, and not being reactive, but responding to what's happening and utilizing the energy and the moment. A lot of us are facing things that we have gone through in the past, and they're popping up now so that we can show ourselves how much we've learned, how much we've grown, perhaps have a different way that we'd like to go about handling it this time, a healthier way. There is a big, for me at least, but whenever I am feeling and seeing something within me, I also see it outwardly around me as well, because it is a oneness. There is definitely your own personal journey that you're facing, but being an energy balancing practitioner, a spiritual guide, and holistic medium, I recognize that everyone that I meet with, we have a shared story somewhere, which is why we resonate. And it's that space that we can hold together where healing can take place, that vortex, if you will, where the magic can happen. So I know then, as I sit and chew on what I'm facing, that it isn't all about me, and that's something that we as a collective are working through. And I could get caught up and take it personally and be a victim, or I can see the big picture and view it as a quest, as an adventure, and keep on trucking. All right, so from the cards, we went to the White Light Oracle. And I'm going to read from the book what this card, number 21, Seraph of 963 Hertz, which is a very healing energy. And you can find these things on many different platforms, Spotify, YouTube. You can find these healing frequencies and listen to them. And it facilitates you in healing and releasing stress, all sorts of things, pain. I know, for example, if I'm having a migraine, I will turn on different frequencies such as the 963 hertz to help myself, as I self-heal, to release the pain. All right, Seraph of 963 hertz. Practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within you. Pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. If you don't know what that is, you are guided to experiment and explore. Connecting to the joyful capacity of your heart will heal so much negativity and uncertainty. Let your heart relax. Allow the spiritual grace that wishes to reorder your life to manifest its miraculous magic. The seraphim are angelic beings of an extremely high vibration. They are angelic mystics in constant devotion and adoration of the divine. When we passionately fall in love with the divine face of luminous grace, whether it be a person who has entered our lives as if they have dropped straight from heaven onto earth, or we feel our heart awakening to the new depths of love and meditation with our spirit guides, we are in harmony with the seraphim. I will say, you feeling low, you feeling like you can't keep going on, take a moment, light a candle if you have it, sit in nature if you can, put one hand on your heart, the other hand at the top, kind of at the top apex of your belly, that point where your rib cage kind of connects and expands to go over your diaphragm. Anyway, I'll try to stand up so you can see a little bit better. Woo. Heart and soul. Heart chakra, solar plexus chakra. I even like, if you want, expand all over your belly so that it's the most expansive. Anyway, it feels really good. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do that as long as you need to, at least 3 times, and really let yourself connect with what you're feeling. Personally, when I do this and I work with others, it's a deep feeling of being held and loved and supported. And it's a place where I can let go of the tension of the material plane and the stress that makes me feel anxious. I can center, I can ground, I can come back to myself and really discern what is me, what is outside of me. What do I want to allow in? What do I not want to allow in? Like, see yourself as a cell. You know, you're that the circular point in the middle, the nucleus, and then you have this barrier around you, this sacred circle around you that keeps you in your energy, keeps you in your lane, keeps you protected and safe, not overly defensive so that good stuff can't come in, but so that you can deflect what isn't in your highest good or not absorb it if you're very empathic. Like, you don't have to absorb everything that's around you. You're not the world's garbage can. You're not the people around you's dumping ground where you absorb it for them so they don't have to process it. No. You know, be a sovereign being, meaning be the authority of yourself, have healthy boundaries, and choose to only engage in what is best for yourself and therefore everyone involved. That sort of mentality. It's not going to change everything immediately around you, but it's a good starting point. Again, it's a good catalyst. And we're in this point, if you're watching it right now, where all this light is flooding in, again, to support you, to help you in your growth, to help you manifest what you want in the world, as opposed to feeding doom and gloom energy. If you want to think about it this way, undue fear, that anxiety, those lower vibrational energies, thought patterns, those loops that can spiral us into despair, feeling stuck in action, are disruptive. And we shouldn't feed that energy. No, we should say, thank you. I see where it is that I might have an insecurity, where I need to work through perhaps self-doubt, disarm narratives that I've been fed that no longer serve anyone or anything. So really, in this 2-week period, when you feel things bubble up in you that want to derail you, really vow to stop, breathe, feed yourself love, and allow that internal guidance system within you to help you navigate with love through the situation. You know, when you're working to manifest something big, don't give up when it's getting hard, because a lot of times, you know, say you're working in a field harvesting a crop. You know, a lot of times it gets the hardest right before you have that yield. Now, we are moving eventually into a phase of life where we don't have to struggle to get there. We don't have to have this way that we've been going through things. However, it's something that's going to take time for us to fully move into this new era, this new way of being. It's going to take slow and steady steps of changing our thought process, how we move. We're being asked to slow down. For a lot of us who have been caught up in the survival, productivity equals value equals us feeling self-satisfied, we're asked to slow down and spend more time enjoying the moment, being present instead of seeking the next thing. We're really moving out of the thought that we need to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of something else, someone else, to get there. Sure, compromise is a beautiful thing when in balance, but this is a movement towards things being in balance and reciprocal, not being survival mode as much as revival mode. Revival of well-being, revival of being connected to the all, revival of our renewable energy that is available within us as well as around us. It sounds very far-fetched. However, having a world where there's love, peace, harmony, and people work together for the sake of evolution of consciousness, of being able to exalt ourselves freely as we came here to. This earthly plane is a playground. It's somewhere where we can learn and grow. It doesn't have to be under the lens of strife and trial and tribulation. So let's reframe how we're thinking. Instead of choosing anxiety, pain, and suffering, let's choose joy, peace, and healing energy for ourselves, the earth, the inhabitants of the earth, and the whole cosmos, all of creation. Let's put down the us versus them. Again, victim energy. And let's all choose to love ourselves and each other. That would be the real heroic effort. All right, so let's go one more of these cards. We got number 38, which adds up to 11, Zavara Patra. 11 is a master number of great healing energy. Personally, numbers really speak to me. Nature speaks to me. It's all intertwined and amazingly interconnected. And I see the miracle and magic and all of the things around me. So instead of, again, seeing just how negative things are or how dire or how awful, stop, breathe, and appreciate the miracles that are around you. Also stop and consider that we're also making huge leaps forward, where there's this amazing fusion happening in the communities where science, medicine, and psychology, instead of scoffing and arguing about whether or not each other are valid, they're starting to really have constructive dialogue together about how it is that it all goes together, perhaps still mysteriously, but nonetheless, we see the thread. And then we have to start to pull that thread so that we can really discover more about where it leads. You know, when Jung first delved into the territory of discussing our subconscious, psychologists and other people around scoffed at this information. You know, the world once was perceived as being flat by some, and they thought people who thought the world was spherical were daft. You know, so it's just, it takes time for information understanding to spread. You know, we're starting in science to understand that there is that star material within us. It's part of our construction. We're starting to understand that our blood carries memories and information from our ancestors. We're starting to see many things that are absolutely beautifully miraculous, working to put them together. All right, Tavara Patra. Ooh, this is beautiful. And this is why I read cards. Out of confusion, a clear and progressive pathway is opening up for you. It is an auspicious time to give generously of yourself to others, enriching the quality of your connections, expressing spiritual blessings of goodwill and encouragement from your heart. A powerful blessing is entering your world. A prayer is now being answered in a beautiful way. Spirit gives freely and generously of all good things, and the task of humanity is to learn how to receive. The key to receiving is an open, surrendered, generous, and trusting heart. Again, it doesn't matter really how you want to articulate this energy, but angels, the archangels, I see them as energies that help facilitate our growth and supporting us to move forward. There are different archangels that are thought to have helped humanity. Archangel Raphael brought the healing arts to humankind. Some say world tablets, the Book of Thoth. Some, you know, I've heard Archangel Uriel brought alchemy to humans. Like, to me, I just absolutely love this. It resonates deeply with me in my belief system. And it just shows that there are these amazing, supportive energies around us that are perhaps outside of our comprehension, but nonetheless are there. You know, one example I have in this, it's a little out there perhaps, but you know, the stars, we see them up in the sky at night. We acknowledge they're there. We're really drawn to their energy and their beauty. Then in the daytime, you could have that feeling that they're no longer there because the sky is blue, you don't see them, but they're there nonetheless. Whether you see and acknowledge they're there, that energy is still beaming down, reaching you regardless. Another way of thinking too is like, some people love to put water outside under a full moon to charge it, or the crystals. As an energy healing practitioner, I really had to work in the beginning past the thought that something would block it from getting through. Like I was, for example, when I first was setting up my room to work with people, I wanted to work with people in a chair. And then I really had this thought in my mind at first that the chair had to have an open back so that my energy could flow through and reach the person very nicely. And I had a friend who was like, the energy is going to go through the chair regardless, so it doesn't matter, which luckily led me to understanding when I had to start working with people online, because I couldn't meet with them in person, that the energy could reach them regardless of proximity. Now that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it is, it's through that heart space that we really can be connected in the oneness. The Holy Grail is the sacred chalice. It is a powerful, living, regenerative, and deeply healing symbol of hope and blessing. It will interact with each soul in its own way. For your soul, that may involve a recognition that the light is always seeking you, wanting to fill and heal and bless and protect you, to initiate you into awareness of the realms of light, beauty, and divine presence. It may remind your heart to receive that you are capable of being a channel of goodness, grace, abundance, and pure light. It may be recognized as a sign of future blessing, of something truly desired finally coming to pass. The sacred grail is hope. It is blessing. It is both a portent of fulfillment and the means by which we connect with the loving language of light and truly receive. In Sanskrit, patra means goblet or vessel. For me, I see myself, I will put my arms up and see myself as a chalice, as a vessel. I will ask that my chalice be cleansed, cleared, and purified, and then filled with highest energy that supports me and helps me heal. So that's another thing. See yourself. You can stand with your legs, your feet shoulder width apart. Have your knees slightly bent so that you're gently squatting. Have your arms raised like so. Oh, I'm really terrible with the camera. Eek. And then see yourself as whatever goblet, chalice, vessel you want to be. Should you be a champagne flute, a margarita, whatever shape of glass or vessel, you could be a cup, anything. Use your imagination, and it does not need to be alcoholic by any stretch of the imagination, but just see yourself as this beautiful vessel that receives the nectar of life that is you and supports you simultaneously. Let that help regenerate you, help you stay focused, grounded, and centered. Let that goblet be filled to receive that energy. Let the excess overflow, wash down your chakra system and into the earth. And again, be not only this chalice, this vessel, but this beautiful fountain of life and regeneration, because you are. So again, the Lionsgate portal it runs from July 26th through August 12th. However, these things are timeless, and it isn't something that you should just be like, okay, I'm only going to focus on this during these few weeks, and then other times of the year, forget it. However, if you pay attention to astrology, if you pay attention to the energy that's around you, you can work with it as opposed to being resistant. You can choose to slow down so that you can absorb the downloads, so that you can receive the cellular information and healing that's coming through. Just like plants, light helps us grow and facilitates evolution. So stop, breathe, rest, receive, and put that energy into manifesting your dreams and wishes, manifesting the changes that are holistic and in the highest good of yourself and the environment you're a part of. Be in that frame of mind. Work with the energy in those ways and see how it serves you. You know, be of service to yourself in the environment you're a part of, and really and truly, breathing makes everything better. And drinking water and making sure that you're eating, because when you don't eat, you get a little irrational and emotional, perhaps. You know, so it's just tend to yourself, care for yourself, be aware that you're an element in a giant ball of oneness. So you will be feeling the effects of what is around you, but just because you feel the effects doesn't mean you have to absorb it or be reactive. It's free will. Be proactive. Best wishes, healthy forms of love, healthy boundaries, be well holistically for yourself and the environment you're a part of. I am here. I am available. You can email me, therainbowfrequency77@gmail.com. I will put the ways to connect with me via my site below in the description box. I appreciate your likes, your shares, the interaction that we have, the friendships we're forming. I love working with people and facilitating the world and the cosmos to being a lighter, brighter, more integrated, and universally beneficial plane for us all to experience. See you next time. Over and out.